Welcome to episode 5 of our podcast, Sage's Retreat, home of all things dad and games related to current events, along with anything else we can think of. My name's Lee, and this is my co-host Nathan.
Hello.
And today we are joined by our first ever guest and good friend, Adam.
Hey up, shaggers.
And it's going to be like this all episode. Okay, guys, right. And he's here to give us his views on fatherhood and also some gaming. So let's start things off.
Right. We'll do a little bit of niceness for you. A few icebreaker questions.
Yeah.
So to break the ice, what are you playing now? What game?
Elite Dangerous mostly.
I thought that would be.
Yeah.
We
A
didn't.
little bit of Euro Truck and American Truck Simulator now and again.
How do they differ? Is it just the country? Or is there anything else?
Pretty much, yeah. There's different trucks, different countries.
So is it that you...
So the trucks and the countries.
Yeah. It's an endless list.
Sell the game for me. I mean, I do own Euro Truck, and I have played about 10 minutes before I couldn't reverse and then just turn the game off. I was like, It was like reverse. I had to go into this car park, and it was like, you've got to put your truck thing there, and I couldn't get, what do they call it at the back of a truck?
Trailer.
Yeah. I couldn't get the trailer in the space. I just gave up. I think I might have just driven off and started rampaging, but it's not very fun to do that in that game at all. Is it basically that over and over again?
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Well, you get to explore the world as well.
How do you... I thought there was all set routes. So can things happen? So if you
there's-
have a set route, and then can there be like a massive car crash? And then,
yeah.
And then you go... and then you hit the GPS, and it goes... You got to go over there?
The GPS don't respond that well.
Oh.
But sometimes you'll get there'll be a car crash and like a helicopter in your lane. So they shut down the motorway and you have to you find your own way. GPS don't do anything for you.
Oh,
But usually you can kind of sometimes exit and save and then load back up and it disappears.
Oh, that's good. I like that. So
That sounds like cheating.
That's a reset. That's a hack.
If you're making an urgent delivery and you can't lose the time. That kind of thing.
I love it. That's a good Euro Truck hack there. For anyone that was struggling with something, turn it off, turn it back up. That's a tech hack.
Yeah.
That's like when your computer's played up. It's like, why is this microphone not working? Hang on a minute. Turn it off, turn it back on. I do it with my kids all the time. PC's not working. I'm like, just turn it off a second. Put it back on. Try again. Look at that. That's the Euro Truck hack there. Nailed it. How do you transition from like Britain over into Euro? Is it you just go to like the ferry port, or do you go under the Euro tunnel or something?
Yeah, either. You can go to a ferry port or Eurotunnel. In ferry port, you just drive onto a little ferry, and in Europort, you drive onto a back of a train.
Does it feel real? Is it like a realistic feeling to the game? Do you feel like you're achieving something? Like, like some games you play and it's like, this is clearly a stupid cartoon. It's just like a toy.
Yeah.
Does it have that? Because it is obviously a simulator. Do you feel that as a simulator, it rewards as well as punishes if you sort of mess up?
Yeah, because if you start your story mode kind of part, you basically start with nothing. You haven't got a truck. You have to drive for other companies and things, and you start from nothing. You build up your empire basically. So I've got maybe 20 drivers and trucks in my company now.
So you have your own like little what's it called? I need to know. Do you know what it's called? Can you remember?
I can't remember.
It's going to be something stupid. I think he can remember, but he can't tell us what it is.
It was something weird and stupid, but I just
dear.
can't remember what it was.
Do you actually name it yourself, or do you have to pick from specific combination of words, or can you actually just give it any name?
No, you can give it any name. There's only certain logos you can pick. Those 8 logos.
Okay. You can't custom make logos like there was an old Call of Duty game where you could custom make a logo and make something rude with it. You could easily.
There might be a Steam mod for it.
Yeah, there's like these two circular things there, look, and I could get some smaller circular things in the middle and just call it like a
couple of truck wheels.
Yeah, like just call it Trucking Company. That'd be that's exactly what I was thinking.
Trucking.
I'm glad you interjected
I love
there.
trucking.
Exactly what I was thinking about. So, and you're playing Elite Dangerous now. We'll jump on that in a little bit later. And whether I don't know whether Nathan was going to mention it, we are going to be dedicating a special episode to Elite Dangerous, and we're going to get some more people on, and you probably get you on as well because we know how much you love it, and we're going to get someone else. Probably might be Stephen.
Stephen, cool.
But we'll see. We'll see how he goes. He might forget or get murdered by one of his spiders or something. I don't even know. Or have another kid. Oh no, he's just had the snip, hasn't he? So he's not having any more, is he? I forgot about that. But yeah, we'll touch on Elite Dangerous later. Is there anything that you're looking forward to, games-wise? It could even be DLC or add-on content, anything.
Well, there's Elite Dangerous Odyssey.
Right.
Which should be cool.
That should be cool.
Controversial space legs.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you see the screenshots today that's been released?
Yeah.
Good. That does look pretty good. That.
I mean,
I'm looking forward to that.
Me and Nathan, so we've both got Star Citizen. Do you have Star Citizen?
Yeah, I tried the free trial, but
okay.
Well, that were on my old CPU.
Have you got an SSD?
Yeah, but it was full of Call of Duty Warzone, but I had to delete it all because it got too big to download the updates.
Yeah. Do you play Warzone?
I played it once or twice, but then updates prevented that.
They are a night. This is a bit of a contention with me and Nathan. I'm okay because I've got like a lot of space on my hard drives. It's not like a brag. It's just I've slowly collected them, and I've just got a lot of space. Nathan's not got so much space, and he can download the game. But then it's like we've got a 60 gig update, and it's like, well, I only had a little bit spare, and it's the same with console players though. This issue has been, it's been a real pain because, especially with some older consoles having smaller hard drives, some of them have only got like 500 gig, haven't they?
We've got Xbox S. That's only small.
So we've got the One S. Very nice. Is it the white one? I think it's only white. That one. Great little console. Yeah. That's a terabyte. That one is, and that's the one that plays the 4K Blu-rays. That's why we bought it, because we had a new massive 4K TV, and I was like, well, you can stream YouTube and Netflix content that's 4K. You have to pay extra for the Netflix subscription. But I was like, well, you can get some decent Blu-rays in 4K, and we was like, well, we need something to play them on, and I'm like, well, we might as well just get a new Xbox. Yeah. So we got the S, and so Karina plays my wife Karina, I play Call of Duty with her, so she'll play on the Xbox, and then I'll play on PC because it's got the crossplay.
Yeah, that's useful.
Which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And dare I say, if Call of Duty can do it, there are other games that we like to play that could probably do it as well. Elite Dangerous, maybe, it's a bit. We'll touch on it. We'll touch on it again, but it's fun, and like you say, the download sizes are. It gets to the point where it's like, there's an update. I need to delete a game to do the update, and then if it doesn't take up too much room, because I like to think that often it might be a 60 gig update, but it replaces some of the assets, so it will then remove, let's say, 50 gig, and it'll only be like an extra 10 gig higher or something. The PC recently came up with a small update which Nathan took advantage of, where he could delete content that he didn't want. So because me and Nathan, we both purchased Modern Warfare, if you don't want to do the co-op or the single player, you can now remove it from your install, which will then give you more space. So that's really good. I think all games should have that. So that sort of option is absolutely fantastic. Any more games related questions on there, Nathan?
I would like to know Adam's, even though I think it's going to be quite obvious, is favourite game of all time. See if it's Elite Dangerous.
It's not Elite Dangerous.
Oh, good.
That's good. Yeah. That's good.
I'm going to say Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
That's a good shout. That's a good in that. I do.
I mean,
Oblivion.
I watched your previous episode. You mentioned Skyrim, but I thought I still like Oblivion better.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the other
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
So I have Oblivion,
yeah,
and I've only played it a little bit, and obviously I might have put like 5 hours or so into it. It does look dated.
yeah,
And I'm a bit of a sucker for. I love my retro games, as you've probably gathered if you've caught the other episodes. You know that I love my 16-bit games. We
Yeah.
just did an episode on
Mega Drive.
Mega Drive, but that's not going to be released until Monday. And we talk about old 16-bit games and really sort of dig into that because we love those retro games. I mean, everyone loves to play on those old 16-bit games, don't they? But there's like for consoles, there's that period where it all went to shit. You know, when it was everything was trying to be 3D. But like for me, the Mario world on like a SNES was 100 times better than that Mario 64, which was trying to do 3D, and to me, it just looked terrible.
yeah.
So I'm a bit of a sucker for either a lot of retro or something that looks super good. For me, to play Oblivion now, it looks a bit shit. But would you say it does? It does compared to, let's say, Skyrim is what, 6-7 years old?
Yeah.
9.
That still looks
9.
fairly,
Sorry, it was 11. Yeah.
it looks fairly good still.
Do you think you could jump if someone said, right, Adam, you've got to go in and play Oblivion and you've got to go and complete it? Do you think you could go in and take it all in? Also, do you think you'd be able to find anything new in there? Is it that big? Is it that much of a game?
Yeah, I think I've done a couple of runs through. The first run through, I got near the end, but my save file was corrupted, so I've never completed it. Yeah.
That happens a lot of that.
And then after that, I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to play side quests, ignore main quest. So I did it so none of the Oblivion gates would show up as well. So I never went to. Is it the Prior Mabriel or something you have to see? So I just never went to see him. So
Yeah.
So then nothing happens. It's just an open, beautiful world.
That's interesting. Can you mod the Oblivion on PC? I don't know if you can or not.
Yeah, I'm sure there's loads of stuff on, I think, Nexus mods.
I used Nexus mods a lot before.
Yeah.
I say before. I don't know when before is. When I originally started to play Skyrim, I used the Nexus mods.
Yeah.
But now a lot of those mods are in some sort of like launcher in the game, aren't they? If you go into Skyrim, there's like this. It's like some sort of launcher, isn't there? And I think my daughter's used that. And I'm a sucker for I'm a sucker to be able to carry everything I want to carry, and there's nothing worse than being limited to. Or you pick up like something really small and it goes, "What you fuck now?" And then you can't. My God, I went from being able to carry all these swords to I've picked up this this herb, or although they were normally no weight, weren't they? But something that was small and it messes you up. So I prefer to be able to carry as much as I can. I think I might be interesting to install it and maybe stick on a few mods to maybe polish it up a bit, make it look a bit shinier.
Yeah.
So Oblivion's your favourite game. Have you got a favourite retro game? Maybe something from when you was little. And also, may I jump in and say, do you have a favourite system from when you was little?
I would say.
And why?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for GoldenEye on the N64.
Okay.
I mean, the SNES was good. I really enjoyed the SNES. But then with N64, you could have 4 players. And I mean, like.
Oh, he had the 4 controller slots on the front. Yeah.
You could have like even more mates around playing your favourite games. They're brilliant. Summer in the 90s.
Yeah, and we've touched on it. Me and Nathan have touched on this. Being able to have your friends round at your house.
Yeah.
Playing and enjoying a game. Whereas nowadays you play a game, you're online, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you're relying on everybody having a expensive console, or everyone, expensive console and the internet, and then you're relying on everyone to have a PC maybe, and then also everyone then individually has to buy the game. Whereas years ago, it would just be one person, one system. Your mates would come round and you'd smash it out, wouldn't you? You'd have a great time. And you'd often find that, like, I would have a Mega Drive, but I would have a friend's I would have a friend that had a SNES, so we could experience best of both worlds without having to buy them. That was one of those beauties of it, and you
Yeah.
touched on it yourself there. Like I say, with GoldenEye, I remember playing GoldenEye years ago. Like, when did it come out? The
Mid
Nintendo
90s,
60. I
Yeah,
think it would have been.
97.
yeah, no, it's
I'm
607, I think.
right. I'm thinking late 90s, early 2000s. I would have been. I think no, it was mid to late 90s, but I'm
Mm.
not sure on the
Yeah.
not sure on the year. But yeah, that's some good stuff. So old favorite game, GoldenEye N64
Yeah.
favorite system. That's great.
Spent hours playing GoldenEye.
Well, you always did, didn't you? Because
Yeah.
you could only afford like 2 games. One was crap, the other one was okay.
Yeah.
So you used to play a lot. Well, not 2 games, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You'd have like maybe 10, 15 games, but you'd only play on like 5 of them, and
Yeah.
the other ones not so much. Um, jumping on to something else. Obviously, we've all been locked down. Have you been working? Were you locked down? How's it been affecting you?
Initially, I was furloughed
Hmm.
because we were just the company were just running a skeleton crew, but they didn't need all of us in. So
Okay, so it's not that the company had stopped running. You still work with the buses, yeah?
yeah,
Okay, so it's not
we were running like 20% of the service.
right
So we
because obviously the workforce wasn't needing all those buses. So
yeah. So
So did you get furloughed because they like you, or furloughed because they didn't like you?
well, basically, I'd already took 2 weeks off in isolation because the little one come down with a bit of a temperature. We weren't sure what it were all about.
Ah,
It only just started kicking off, and it was while we were on isolation that it went around the company that they were offering furlough to people, and everyone volunteered for it. Well, apart from a couple who didn't mind working through it. Because they were already
Okay.
isolated, I thought, you know what, I'm enjoying my 2 weeks off. I'll carry on.
Mm.
how long did you have off?
12
altogether?
weeks.
12 weeks. That's a good one.
It was very good. And
That-
then
3 months. That was the period, wasn't it? That was like the big chunk of it. Well, it was the same for me
Yeah.
as well. I had all that time off, and I don't mind. It was eight. You got what do you get 80% of
Yeah.
your money, and it was like we got our back garden
Yeah.
done. It's like I never would have got the back garden done. At least not to the extent of being able to go out there for probably. Oh, it felt like a solid 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like not even messing about. Every day we go out for a few, and it was when it was hot as well. I am as white can be. Like, I mean, we all are, aren't we? All three of us.
Yeah.
We're all very British, white, pale, burn. Apart from, well, you're looking pretty burnt at the moment, but well, obviously that's your camera.
that's my
You're looking,
camera.
you're looking right, Donald, at the moment. You are. But yeah, we went out, and our back garden needed leveling out. We put new decking down. We put a new lawn down. Nathan can attest to this because I was updating him every day with like what we're doing. We dug a fire pit. We had a little rockery. Yeah, rockery. That sounds so 80s, doesn't it? But there was like 2 corners. I'm like, we dug up a load of bricks and old chunks of this. So we formed it. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Throwing them away. So we just shoved them in the corner and just put some dirt over there and put some plants. I've got a little tree. I've got my own tree. It's like my personal tree, just growing. And I felt like I needed to check it then to check it was still alive. I think it's still alive. But yeah, it was great fun, and it was so satisfying because now I've got this back garden which we haven't been able to use for years. It sounds lazy just not having it for years, but it's always been a difficult job that we've always been a little scared to kind of get on with.
Yeah.
I think part of it is not having time. It's all right going out there for a day, but you can go out and do something for a day and then end up just being fed up, tired, you give in. But we've been able to get on with this, actually commit to it. And I'm not alone. There's a lot of people that did their gardens with this big chunk of time off. I mean, what else could we do? We used to go out as a family of 6. If we went out together to, let's say, have a walk around one of the local country parks, you were looked at like, what are they all doing together? Why should they? It's like, all right, calm down.
Spanish
Karina,
Inquisition.
yeah, Karina was convinced that she saw someone take a photo of us when we were walking. I'm like, what? We're going to end up in the local post. 6 people went for a walk with their dog. What were they doing? And it was like, all right, calm down. We're only going out for a walk. I think it got. I mean, you were off, Nathan, weren't you? So we were all off. How were the kids having the time off? Were they okay?
Yeah, they loved it. They got to spend a lot of time with him. Some of it's just spent upstairs on the computers.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the weather got really warm.
Yeah.
We all bought fans for his rooms.
I love this. When the weather got warm, we stayed inside.
Yeah.
There's 2 types of people, isn't there? There's when the weather got warm, we stayed inside, or when the weather got really nice, we all went outside. It's like I was a stay inside. Well, I had to go apart from the garden. I'm like, yeah, it's too warm.
Yeah.
So you stay inside. I think it's the longest period of time I've worn shorts for. I don't normally, like a knee-length sort of short. I wouldn't normally wear those, and I'm like, yeah, I wore those for like over a month or so, whereas normally I wouldn't. I'm just like a pair of jeans,
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's good. It's good that everyone was in one piece. So jumping back to something that we mentioned before, Nathan.
Yeah, Elite Dangerous. Do you wanna gauge your views on it on things? We can go into more depth on the episode, but on the one that we'll focus just on Elite. But I've noticed, I know because me and Leah are no longer playing, but that's just because we're waiting for the next batch of content.
Yeah.
And I noticed you're still playing. I know Steve's playing and everything. How's it all going? Are you still enjoying things? And are you happy where it's going and where it's been?
Yeah. I mean, it's had a bit of a dead spell, but it's moving in the right direction now because we've got community goals are back. There's Galnet's come back. There's some kind of story.
Galnet's back.
Yeah. There's like.
I thought that was going to be gone forever.
There's a story and everything now. It's good. Yeah. Plus, I've had a fresh start as well. I've left the previous group what we were in. Dun, dun, dun. And
You left what?
the
Fathers of the
group
Void.
Yeah, left that.
You're not. What?
Oh yeah.
Surprise!
You're not with Fathers of the Void anymore?
No. Big news.
You traitor. What spurned you on for that?
Well, I was looking for a fresh start anyway, and then I'm not going into it, but there was some drama.
Is this involving Jason?
No. Well,
okay, good.
Sort of.
He messaged me. I won't go into the message now, but he messaged me to do with that, and I had to message him back because obviously I was at the start. I was, a big part of this, wasn't I? We all were. We all had our own little thing going off, and I encouraged so many players to get in.
Yeah.
We even trained players up, didn't we, from scratch. We taught them how to fly, how to get into the game, and I think I started to play less when I was working more.
Yeah.
I didn't play as much when I got a job. Basically, that's what I just said. But that's how it is, isn't it? You can still partake part-time, but I wasn't. There's no. I'm all for multiplayer games. I'm all for that. As Nathan knows, I love my Call of Duty. I love to jump on for an hour. It's just a brain dead game, isn't it? You go on, you kill people, you walk away from it. You don't have to remember what's going off with it, and then you can get back into it and play like you'd never left. But a game like Elite Dangerous, it had that aspect to it, but at the same time, there wasn't. I needed. It kind of was all the same. Everything's the same all the time.
Yeah.
There was nothing to draw me in to do something massively new that I was interested in. Recently, there was the fleet carrier thing, but you could only afford a fleet carrier if you had a lot of money, and basically you had to grind for that money. There's no other way around it. There's nobody that's going, Well, I play regularly and I happen to have 25 billion credits. There's no one like that. These people are few and far between. You had to, at some point, either use one of those, what do they call it when they mess up and you can take
Oh, the gold
advantage of it.
rush.
You either do a
Yeah.
gold rush, which I've done 2 gold rushes. Literally one day I said to Karina, I says, right, I need to play this game. I am doing nothing else in this house today. Do you mind? And she just went, no, do what you want. And I sat here for hours grinding credits. It was the skimmer one.
Yeah.
I was doing that all day. And I got a ton of money. But I would have never had that money in a million years just playing normally. Would have took a long time. And I think most of the people that have the fleet carriers are the ones that they just grinded it out for the cash. There was that guy, wasn't there, who he had like a sidewinder and a fleet carrier. It was there was a guy that was playing a lot, and there was some chatter about him saying, yeah, he's gonna burn himself out. And as far as I'm aware, I think I can't remember his name. Whether you remember his name, I don't know, but I think he did burn himself out. And because I don't really partake in the group at the moment, but I haven't seen his name pop up in the post. I'm like, that dude just killed himself there. He committed suicide by playing it too much,
Non-stop.
doing all that mining, getting a fleet carrier, going, hey guys, I've got a fleet carrier. Oh. And then I think he ended up retiring it or something. I don't know what they call it in the game.
It's
like he stopped using it.
Decommission.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened after that. I'm assuming he went to play, I don't know, Bejeweled or something and got into that. But it was, you have to be careful with that game because you can easily burn yourself out on it. You get that little snippet of content and it's like you smash it and then you go away. There was nothing to keep you going. And there's obviously the faction stuff. I think the faction stuff is great and very, very interesting. But at the same time, it's also pretty boring.
Yeah.
And it's
got to like drag you in. You've got to be enticed by it.
I don't want.
Yeah.
I'm interested in other things to play. I can't just play that game. I think. So you said you had a fresh start. Did you find that your fresh start re-energized you wanting to play?
A little bit, yeah. Because
have you ditched everyone?
Not everyone.
I think this is a breakup, isn't it? This is what we're getting at.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it didn't affect me personally, but the stuff that were going on, I thought, you know what, I'm not going to be dealing with this anymore. I'm done. We'll cover that later.
Is this off camera? Are you going to say something?
We'll do that off camera.
Yeah, okay. And
I'm not dropping anyone in
it. I'll call the dickheads out through the don't worry about it.
So yeah, when we Odyssey coming up, there were some players moving on. So I thought, oh yeah, I won't mind joining that.
Okay.
So I joined along with that. And we've got a new faction in game. We're doing well.
What's the new faction called?
Order of Orion.
Oh, that sounds some good shit. That sounds very Star Trek-y. This is the Orions and Star Trek, isn't that? I love it.
Went to great lengths to finally get it in the game. You have to jump through quite a few hoops.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you was going to say you had to jump to Colonia, and I was going to go, no. Oh, that's good that you got it in. Is it local to the old home base? Do you come around every now and again and take a few pot shots and fly away? Is that what you do?
No, we've had a complete clean break. We're like 300 light years away.
Oh, okay.
Opposite end of the bubble.
Did you take all your account and your ships, or did you just do a fresh start? Did you wipe your commander?
Yeah. Basically, everyone involved just loaded up on fleet carriers and we all buggered off.
I need to know what's going off.
I thought you might be interested.
100%. I'm just going to post on. I'm going to do it now. What went off, you bunch of dickheads? I'll do it. Hang on.
Oh, I'm not in the Facebook page.
Oh, he's not in the group anymore. Oh my god.
No, I had some people are still in. I had a complete break. I thought, you know what? Fresh start.
Let me load it up. Where can I search? What keywords can I search? Are there any posts which are significant?
You can look for my last post if you want, but I don't know if there's any comments on it. Comments might have been disabled.
Oh, Jesus.
I think I just put 07 commanders and then a picture of a ship blasting off into the sunset.
I love it. I love it. What have I got? I've got August the 5th, I think was your last post.
Yeah, it could be that one.
No. 2020. Oh, man.
Remember it?
Oh, no, there's others.
Might have been
27th.
September, end of September, October.
I'm not finding it.
I'll link it to you if you can't find it.
If you find it, yeah. Good lord.
Mind you, I'm not on the page anymore.
Yeah, you probably won't be able to find it.
In fact, there was a funny leaving post I put on one of the group chats. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I missed out on all of this, Adam.
You'll have had that muted.
Maybe, yeah. I'm a sucker for just muting shit and forgetting about it, and then people going, "Did you see that thing? What are you on about?"
We'll catch up on that later.
What are we looking forward to in Odyssey? Nathan, have you got anything to pick up on that?
Yeah, like I mentioned about them screenshots. I don't know if you've seen them as well, Lee.
Is it like
FPS,
at the bar?
No. There's some FPS, like holding guns, actual gun models. There's like a ground base. I can't remember the name of it. And they had a graphics upgrade, so there's like dust coming out at SRV. I've just watched Obsidian Ant's video and all that, so I'm stealing from him what he said. But I can't remember the name of the thing, like the hue, on the horizon, that's changed so that because it's atmosphere, and I just want to walk around and shoot you. That's what I'm looking forward to in Odyssey. Smacking with gun butt, like
it'll be like a really crap animation, won't it? Come, like.
That's the thing I'm looking forward to with that.
Someone made a statement I saw that it's going to be somewhere between Armour and Call of Duty, and that's like saying it's going to be somewhere between a pineapple and a Toyota car. Like, it's just not. It don't mean anything, does it?
Yeah.
How does that help anyone in discerning what it's going to be? I'm looking forward to it. Seeing what happens with it. I think it will be. Well, if it's good, it will be significant.
Yeah.
If it's bad, it will be what's that ship that we were all supposed to get in and then it never went in? It will be the Gnosis all over again.
Yeah.
And in which case, Frontier can take that, and it better be cheap. It better not be too expensive. What do you reckon? 20 quid?
I doubt it would be. I think it'll be like 30 quid. 35.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 20. I reckon it'll be 19.99.
I don't think with that, but I don't think it will. Yeah.
They'll save
35 quid.
If it's 35 quid, I will reset my character.
What? What, you're old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my epic one.
Oh, yeah.
I got him in Sidewinder, flown up, and just went, I'm done. Restart, try again. Oh no, it's good. Elite Dangerous is an interesting game. Got a lot of history, and I guess it's through meeting you that I met Nathan.
Yeah.
And it's just and yourself, of course. It's just these friends. I mean, we've not met in person, but when all this shit's over and done with, when you're not going to catch coronavirus from walking down the street or whatever it is that happens with it. I don't know. How do you get it? Someone was telling me a potato had it. I think it was Nathan who was saying about a potato had coronavirus. I think it recovered though. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Can't smell anything though. We'll all meet up as soon as Stephen's moving there closer to you guys as well. When's he looking at moving? Did you know?
It was viewing a house back end of last week, but with current situation is unsure of an exact timescale or anything.
Maybe after Christmas at some point. I'd assume.
I'd have guessed in New Year.
That'd be good then.
It takes months to get your paperwork through and stuff. It took us about 6 months.
Hopefully in the hopefully after Christmas the restrictions will be looked at, lowered. I mean, I don't think we'll be back to normal for at least 6 months anyway.
Yeah.
and yeah, we'll all get together and talk about Elite Dangerous and all join in your new faction.
Yeah.
Shall we do it, Nathan? Shall we just leave?
Well,
I'll find out what's happened. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
he's
not-
going to tell us anyway.
Not
We'll
poaching.
find out
Yeah.
what's happened, and if it's bad enough, we'll just leave. We'll put like a horrific post, tell them how they've mistreated Adam,
yeah.
and we'll leave.
Jason,
Oh,
if you're
well-
watching, I'm not poaching them.
Jason, we love you, mate. You come in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're coming as well, Jason.
We offered him a space, but he's devoted to the fathers.
I know. It's like, yeah, he's like a, yeah, it's his baby, isn't it? For me,
Yeah.
like, I don't know who. I mean, for me, Jason is the almighty top of
Yeah.
Fathers of the Void. There's no one higher, as far as I'm concerned. I know there's a few. I know there was 4 at the start, wasn't there? There was Jason, Jay.
Josh.
and Josh. What's with the J's? Why ain't it called
Jay.
Father of the J's or something? Like, it's just
They all had
ridiculous. The
Jay.
J Squad or something. You know, Team J, let's go. Yeah, it was all those, but I know Jay floats about a bit. I think Jason's the only one that I see on there. Josh, I've got Josh doing on Facebook. He's a big Trump supporter. I love his posts. It's great. He is entertainment in his own right, and which is fair. I don't judge anyone that you can do whatever they want. That's fine. You want to support. You support. You know, as long as you've got your reasons, you go for it. I'm not out to judge them. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of Republicans who vote for genuine reasons, and I think Donald Trump is not the ideal leader for a country, let alone a party, or I don't even know what he is. American politics, it's a nightmare. You've got a few other things that you do yourself as well, haven't you? Jumping off to something else. Do you still do the? Oh no, I bet is the airsoft off at the moment. You can't.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
We're hoping to have a game on the 22nd because it's my birthday. But yeah, that's been cancelled.
Maybe you'll just have to play with yourself and just run around the street.
Oh,
with
I'm good at that.
That's how you get arrested. That.
Be careful with this one.
We've got a big game coming in
Yeah.
March, a weekend game.
Okay, so hopefully it will be a lot. You'll have to wear like radioactive protective suits with full on masks and just be
Probably.
like, it's fine. I can't breathe, let alone breathe out onto somebody. We'll be fine. Yeah, I've always fancied trying airsoft, but never got around to it. Or paintball. I've never done paintballing or airsoft, and
Paintballs for girls.
okay, well there we go. That's why I haven't done
I've done it twice.
Yeah, well,
See?
Yeah.
okay. I don't know what else to say. So you've also got another little hobby that you like, and it involves painting little figures. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, Games Workshop miniatures.
Games Workshop miniatures. That's
Yeah,
like
meant to
new
be-
credit card for that, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I started back in like 92, 94.
Wow. How old would you? When were you? Are you the same age as Nathan? When were you born?
82.
Okay. You're a bit older then. I see.
He's the young whippersnapper.
He is the baby. Isn't he?
Yeah. David of the group.
Oh, bless him.
So yeah, a mate brought his rule book of the game, what he's got for his birthday or Christmas or something, and he brought it to school, and it looked really interesting, and he showed me all these little models he's got, and yeah, I got my mum and dad to take me to Games Workshop, got some models of my own. Yeah, quite cool. It just started from there.
And you played the game as well, because there are a lot of people going on to myself with Games Workshop. I had a friend who was like, yeah, just come along, because I've been to his house. I'm like, those models are really cool. This was like maybe 90, I want to say like 93, 94-ish. And I'd be like, oh, those models are really cool. And he's like, he let me paint one, and it was terrible. I did a really bad job, which I like to think that that's what everyone does on their first model. It's absolutely crap. But
practice.
Exactly, but you know, he had turned around to me and gone, oh, that's really good. And I'm like, I realise now that was what he'd done is what we do to our kids. You know, when they give us a terrible painting, you go, that is amazing. That is amazing. But you always have to tell them, tell me about your picture. Never say, that's a nice sheep, because you know it's not going to be a sheep. It's going to be like your dog or your grandma or something. So you have to get them to tell them about it. Tell me about your picture. And then they'll tell you everything about it, and you'll go, wow, that's beautiful. But he'd said, "Oh, that's really good," and he's like, "Why don't you come to one of the games nights?" So I did, and it was very interesting, very interesting. However, I've never played a game. I've never had an interest in the game. For me, the interest was always the models and the painting side of it, and I've discovered that there's a lot of people that are like that.
Yeah, I've mainly been a collector and painter. Since I hadn't seen my mate for years, so we used to play with now and again. But yeah, I only play with my son now and again.
Yeah, I remember you saying. I'm pretty sure I've seen a photo of you set up. I don't know, it was a table or floor.
It were, table in the living room because we ain't got a dining room or anything. So I mean, it's just like a space that you need for the game.
Yeah.
You gotta get proper setup if you want a good game. I mean, you can have a little game like 10 miniatures or something, but that's probably more for Oliver's age group because I'm gonna shoot myself in for you. 10 or 11.
Just say he's roughly 10 or 11.
Roughly 10 or 11. I'm crap with birthdays.
When was he born?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Don't let your missus see
No, it
this.
was 2010. Yeah.
I reckon he's 10.
Yeah, it's 10. No, he's 11. It's 10.
It don't matter.
2009.
This is a great episode.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter how old he is. You love him dearly.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got his own little army of Nurgle, Plague Marines.
Yeah, so there's different like factions in it, isn't there?
Yeah.
So isn't one of the main ones the Space Marines?
Yeah.
So
they're like the poster boy of Games Workshop.
You see the pictures and they've got like the big guns, haven't they? And,
yeah.
Like, the big massive chunky guns, aren't they? They're not like little guns. They're like several breeze blocks worth of gun, aren't they? They're huge.
Yeah.
I remember really liking the Space Wolves.
Yeah.
The grey, and it was like the other Marines all kind of looked the same cookie cutter, just different colours. But the Space Marines, they were embellished. They had like interesting tails, like of like a wolf's tail or something, and it would be like hanging off the belt. I remember things like that. Or like say just the embellishments. It made the difference. I'm like, they're interesting. They have like something about them. I'm trying to think. There was red ones, Blood Angel.
Blood Angel.
Yep. Ultramarine. Was there some called Ultramarines?
Ultramarines.
Right.
They're the blue ones with the.
Check me out. Check my knowledge.
I'm
proud of myself.
Do you remember the dark green ones?
No.
Dark Angels.
Okay. Bloody hell. Dark Angels. They should be black. Just matte black. just spray it. Look at those.
They do amazing. Have. Is it Raven Wing? Are they a successor chapter and they're in black?
Right.
I don't know.
But there was, let's say, there was lots of different ones, weren't they? But the Space Wolves to me were the more interesting. Of course, that kind of links in with like Dungeons and Dragons as well, doesn't it? Was the original idea for that? Did it stem from Dungeons and Dragons? Do you know, or do you know anything about the history of that?
Well, it started with Rogue Trader, which were like sort of a futuristic Dungeons and Dragons, the old Warhammer 40,000 thing.
Yeah.
Back in 80s at some point. And then Rogue Trader became Warhammer 40,000, like second edition, like 1990 or something like that. I'm not quite sure of history. But,
that's fair enough.
Yeah, it probably stemmed from Dungeons and Dragons.
I imagine. I kind of feel like Dungeons and Dragons would have been the precursor for all of this.
Yeah.
There's lots of things that have come from that, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I imagine that at some point someone was like, we're going to use this, and we're going to do something futuristic, something that will appeal to people. So Dungeons and Dragons doesn't appeal to everybody, but if we can kind of rip it off a bit and change it, which is things evolve like that all the time. You ever fancied painting little figures, Nathan, or has that never been a thing for you?
I used to paint airfigs as a kid. Little airplanes and tanks, and I used to do them. Yeah, I used to enjoy doing that. I did want, because we had a games workshop, probably one that I went to at Meadowhall, and I used to walk past there when I was little, and my mum would never let me go in because it was too expensive. But I did want to do it, but I never got around to doing it because it was always too expensive for me. But
Do you feel that-
yeah, she
do you
let
fe-
me have Airfix instead.
Yeah, do you feel that the price of Games Workshop pushes a lot of people out of enjoying it as a hobby?
I'd say so.
I'd say, yeah.
Well, you
Like-
can get third parties like retailers. You get like 20% off on Games Workshop's prices.
Even though 20%,
Yeah,
that's not a lot.
yeah,
I mean, the thing is about Games Workshop models, they are quality. They are some
Yeah.
good shit. I mean, you look at those models, you don't go, someone's knocked it up in a garage. You look at
Yeah.
that stuff and it's like, wow, it is amazing. I mean, I've got some of my old models and from like 20 odd years ago. I think they're under my bed, and even they look amazing. My daughter has a big. She had like a box set. She's not. I know she's not finished painting it yet. And some of those, it was like more fantasy sort of based, and they are also amazing. There's weird like. Do you know any of the older stuff, the fantasy stuff that they do?
yeah. They just call it Warhammer, I think.
It was these models were like ghosts. They're like little ghosts. They're really interesting. And there was some soldiers that have got like these big golden sort of shields, and they have like blue
Yeah, the
fabric on them. I can't remember what it's called now.
I've got some as well for like a miniature game. Stormcast Eternals.
That rings a bell. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I feel like
they're-
I want to shout her and ask her, but I don't want.
They're the ones in the golden armor, and then you've got like the Briarheart Queen. They're like the ghostly ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
I think we're due to wrap up now. Thanks for coming on, Adam.
Always.
Big time. It's been great catching up. We should have caught up at some other point, to be fair, other than dragging you on and saying we're going to use Adam to have a discussion about random. Yeah, you are ultimately an experiment and for me, because I'm running several different softwares. It's good job I've got 32 gig of RAM. I'm checking my system and it's going, it's okay, it's fine. We're not on fire yet. It's fine. Hopefully it all records well. I think it will. Fingers crossed. I don't know if that works, but fingers crossed it all works okay. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Anyone that's watching, if you like what you see, give us a quick like, give us a quick subscribe. We are on Spotify, Google Podcasts. Yes, give us a thumbs up. I love it.
Thumbs up.
So I've been Lee, and
I've been Nathan.
Adam, do it.
I've been Adam.
And I've been Adam. That's absolutely fantastic. So hopefully see you again next time. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.
Aww.